You're watching NBA Now by Chat Sports. Harrison Graham and Chase Sr. with you. Use hashtag NBA or Super Chat because it is mailbag time here on Chat Sports, which means we're going to answer all of your questions surrounding the NBA. So we'll kick things off with the Super Chat from Christian Parker. What the hell are the Pelicans doing with 6 second-round picks? I hate this team sometimes.
Who knows? Second-round picks don't really get you much. They did hang on to Lonzo Ball, though, and I think if you're a Pelicans fan, that's a big win. Because let's see, if you're the Pelicans, what you can do with Lonzo, with Brandon Ingram, and Zion Williamson. You had a pandemic-shortened season last year, so you lost a lot of developmental time there. Also, Zion started that season late. So, hey, let's see what Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, and Zion can do. I like the making of the roster. I like David Griffin as an executive. Stan Van Gundy, the coaching hire didn't really make sense to me, but I like that the Pelicans held on to Lonzo Ball.
So hashtag NBA or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. David Evans, appreciate the $10 super. Lemon character holding his hands with gratitude on his face. Okay, it's an emoji. I think the point of this Super Chat is for me to spin the roulette wheel. So Sam's going to gear up another question for Chase, and I'll go ahead and spin the roulette wheel. Hashtag NBA or Super Chat. Go ahead and take that one, Chase.
Yeah, so the next one coming in from King J. Appreciate the question. Who should the Knicks sign in free agency? So I thought maybe the Knicks were going to be in play for Lonzo Ball in terms of a trade. As for who they target in free agency, I think they have to look at the point guard market because R.J. Barrett, he's here to stay, okay? He's a really good player. Obi Toppin, who knows what happens with him. Julius Randle's been one of the better developmental success stories in the NBA. Tom Thibodeau has the team playing really hard, really like Emmanuel quickly. I think they could really use a dynamic scorer at the guard position, maybe a point guard as well.
What if they added Boogie Cousins? He's still out there.
He's still out there.
Trial race,
hey,
see what happens?
Boogie's hit up a couple of big markets. Why not go to New York now?
Exactly. CMC fall, and I did spin the wheel. After this first Q&A, we will reveal what happened, so stay with us. Hashtag NBA, how much do you think the Celtics need to compete? We briefly discussed earlier on our live video, but if you didn't see that, can they get in the Andre Drummond sweepstakes?
I think it would be smart for the Celtics to get in the Drummond sweepstakes. Look, you can talk about the Fournier deal. You can talk about the Mo Wagner deal being great and all, or if it's good, you can say that too. I think Andre Drummond would be a great addition for the Celtics, and I think there is a void at the center spot for the Celtics team. I mean, are you going to move forward with Robert Williams, Taco Fall, and Tristan Thompson? I don't think so, because when you get to the playoffs, you're figuring to go up against teams like the Sixers with Joel Embiid. Who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat? And you look at the Nets, yeah, I mean, they might not have a great center, but look, I think you need to upgrade there. DeAndre Jordan isn't what he once was, but he's better than anything that the Celtics currently have.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Who will sign Andre Drummond? Let's hear it from you guys down in the comment section. Where will Drummond end up? And, hey, it could happen at any single moment. Predict it. Where will Andre Drummond end up signing? Spoil, what's the point of the Raptors clearing roster spots, and do you think Lou will retire? Which Lou? I'm confused.
Lou Williams.
Lou Williams. That's unrelated, but no, I don't think he will. I think he's excited about probably playing more minutes with the Hawks than he was with the Clippers.
Yeah, I think he's going to get some more time. Somebody looked at his Wikipedia page after I said Lou Williams was from Georgia and said, no, he's from Memphis. He might have been born in Memphis, but he grew up in Atlanta, just outside. He went to South Gwinnett High School.
Lemon Pepper Lou, baby.
Lemon Pepper Lou, Magic City Lou. He's going to love Atlanta, right?
He might sign an extension tomorrow.
I do not think Lou Williams is going to retire. What's the point of the Raptors clearing roster spots?
I think they were preparing for a Lowry trade, and
potentially
it didn't happen. So
getting ready for a rebuild.
Chase Clemens, what do you think about Miami heading into the playoffs? Look, I like their moves. It'll take a few games for Oladipo to mesh with what they're doing, but I think that was a good trade for them. They also added Nemanja Bjelica, who is an underrated bench type of piece, stretch four type. He can shoot from the outside, and they've already been trending up. They've played a lot better after a god-awful start. I think they took a couple of months to get their legs underneath them after a deep run last year. I think they're in a good spot moving forward.
Yeah, really like Miami. They're sitting at the 5th spot in the Eastern Conference, and everything after the 3 spot where the Nets are with 30 wins. Miami has 22. Just for context, everything's pretty open. I mean, maybe Miami can get up to the 4 seed. That means that they host a first-round playoff series. And as fans start to come back to arenas, home court advantage is going to be more and more valuable.
Anios Jean, do you think the Warriors could get Andre Drummond? Look, obviously buyout focused here, maybe, but I think he's going to have better options. I think the Lakers make more sense, and I think the Celtics make more sense.
Yeah, I think Andre Drummond, not only could he go to a better team, he could also go somewhere where he could re-sign in the future, where he'd be probably a better fit than the Warriors, and maybe open himself up to getting a nice contract.
And quite frankly, if I'm Golden State, I don't want to commit to Drummond long term.
No.
It would just be for this year. And
what are you doing with Wiseman then?
No, yeah.
Build around Wiseman.
Doesn't make sense. Subscribe to Chat Sports. We have fun. We cover the NBA. We cover the NFL. We answer your questions live. So subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't ever miss a thing. We've almost added 2,000 more subscribers on trade deadline day. If you're watching on a later day, you missed out because the trade deadline was a blast. Hit that sub button. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. Chase with another one. What do you think about the Heat? Okay, we already answered that one. Dan Jory's next. Did the Orlando Magic break their franchise instead of rebuilding it? Well, when you commit to a rebuild, you kind of do break it, right? Like, you break your top pieces. Vucevic, see ya. Aaron Gordon, you got to go. And then Fournier's gone as well. I thought they should have traded Terrence Ross. If you're going to rebuild. Go all the way. But they certainly added some young assets.
They brought back some young assets as well as a future first-round pick in 2025. So you have some young players back. You have Gary Harris, R.J. Hampton, Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac. Do you hold on to Mo Bamba as well? You get a future first-round pick.
Also the 2 picks in the Vucevic trade.
Yeah, 2 picks in the Vucevic
so
trade.
3 firsts in total.
And Wendell Carter, too.
I like Carter.
So
yeah.
I think the Magic are a team, they're not broken.
No.
It's going to be rough.
It'll take time.
Maybe for a year or two, but I like the prospects of their future moving forward. And I actually think that, when you don't have a ton of leverage and you have to get rid of these pieces that a lot of teams know you're going to get rid of, for them to get some value back, I thought was a good play by the Orlando Magic today.
Ritesh, how much Andre Drummond going to make, and can Boston offer him more money? Blah, blah, blah. So when you get bought out, your salary resets. It comes down to what a team is willing to offer. I think it's going to be some less than $5 million because there's not a bunch of teams out there that can be like, oh, you've been bought out, here's $12 million for the remainder of the season. It doesn't work out that way when it comes to buyout candidates. It could even be the veterans minimum. So, I don't think it'll come down to money for this season for Drummond. Long term, obviously, it probably will. But I think he's going to look and see, okay, where can I fit now and where can I sign long term?
Andre Drummond has played for the Pistons and the Cavaliers. He has not come close to sniffing any serious playoff push. So if I'm Andre Drummond, I haven't played since February 12th because the Cavaliers haven't allowed me to play. And I just made $28.7 million, right?
Yeah.
So if you're Andre Drummond, go to a playoff contender, become more relevant again, start to play, and contribute for a team that can make a playoff push.
Rondé, what do you think of LaMelo Ball? Will he be a superstar? Well, the first thing I think is it's a dang shame that he broke his wrist, and maybe he comes back late in the year for the playoffs, but it's not looking great on that front. As far as his future, this guy became must-see TV within 2 months of his career. So yeah, I think this is a superstar in the making.
Is it a dang shame or a damn shame? I'm going to say damn shame because I was loving watching LaMelo Ball play. I mean, once he got his feet wet and he got used to the NBA game, which was drastically different than what he was experiencing in Australia.
Because remember, they were bringing him off the bench.
Exactly.
Once he plugged in there, this guy really took off.
Yeah.
And they found a good one in Charlotte, which they've been looking for one for quite a while.
I agree.
Morris Sasuri, do you think the Lakers should make an attempt to grab Drummond to boost their center? Yes, I do. How much of an impact do you think he could have on the roster with AD? Well, if you're not familiar with us at Chat Sports, I suggest you subscribe. And the reason I say that is this is something we've discussed quite a bit. We think not only, can he have an impact for the team, I think it's a good opportunity right now for Drummond because AD is out, LeBron is out. He could not be option A right away, but he's going to get some touches and some opportunities if he signs with LA.
And when he was on a Cleveland Cavaliers roster, let's be honest, it wasn't all that great.
No.
17-plus points per game, almost 14 rebounds. So without AD and LeBron, I think he'd be able to put up those type of numbers. With AD and LeBron, what that would allow Anthony Davis to do, slide to his natural position, the one that he prefers playing the 4, and then Andre Drummond plays the 5.
Yep. There'll be, are you guys casuals? Lowry, trade offers for Tailbone. Masai did the right thing. Okay. Look, here's the thing, though. You're not bringing him back, I don't think. Now, if you sound Lowry to a 3-year deal, that's fine, but why does he want to stay and rebuild? Sure, we even said this live. Clearly they weren't going to get full value for Lowry, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you guys casuals? No.
Rico, definitely not casuals here. Do you think the Celtics still need a big? I do. I mean, someone slid in my DMs last night, thought I was an idiot, which is fine. You're up to your own opinion there. Watch the Celtics against teams with good bigs. They get bullied. It's just a fact. The Sixers, how do you keep up with Embiid? Hell, even Tobias Harris is a stretch 4. They don't have anybody to guard him.
Even the Bucks last night.
The Bucks, I mean, Giannis might as well be a big. He just plays downhill. Brook Lopez is a good presence down low. Like, a lot of these top teams in the East have good forward/center production. The Celtics don't. Like, I'm not anti-Celtics guy. I just think they needed a better big.
That's the one spot that has been like vacated and ignored, and they need some help there.
Yeah. Barotine, who do you think will win the NBA Finals? This is a good question to end our first Q&A on. If you're asking me today, on March 25th, for those of you watching live, a couple of days later if you're not watching live, gosh, I think I'm going to say the Nets. And this is just a shot in the dark. I just look at what they've done without Durant, right? Whereas you look at the Lakers without LeBron and or AD, not the same team. Nets without Durant, Kyrie and Harden, they're just winning games left and right. So I'm going to say Brooklyn. I think Nash has done a good job of handling those personalities. He's letting Kyrie take time off when he wants to take time off. I'll say Brooklyn, but this year it's more open than it's been in the past.
I want to see how Brooklyn responds to adversity because they haven't had to face much of that. Now you can say, well, without Kyrie and KD, that's some adversity there. I'm talking about playoff pressure here.
Yep.
So I think Brooklyn is the team that I think is the favorite right now because I don't know if any team offensively can keep up with the Brooklyn Nets. And if the Lakers get healthy, I like the Lakers in that conversation, and I am not sleeping on the Jazz or the Suns or the Bucks or the Sixers. It's going to be a pretty fascinating playoff run.
We'll ask you guys, who's winning the title? Let us know in the comments. I say Brooklyn. I think Chase is with me as of now, but we're both in the same boat of that could change very, very quickly. So go ahead and let us know.